您好，我是光启社的社长马萨基，欢迎您收看这一周的教宗新闻罗马主场 Rome Report。在新闻的首先带您来看由宗座相遇学校基金会，他们在6月5日世界环境日举办了一场青年、家长以及教师的世界网络会议。教宗方济各也向与会者发送了一段影像。教宗说，虽然世界分崩离析，却也机会处处，因为人类如果没有遇上任何的危机，实在可悲。而幸好这样的事情从来不会发生。
Pope Francis sent a video message to participants in the World Cyber Meeting of Youth, Parents, and Professors on World Environment Day. The meeting was promoted by the Pontifical Foundation Scholas Occurrentes. Pope Francis pointed out that this educational project was born out of a crisis. It's a word signifying rupture and danger, but also opportunity.
Pobre de la humanidad sin crisis. Toda perfecta, toda ordenadita, toda almidonadita. Pobre. Sería, pensémosla, una humanidad así sería una humanidad enferma, muy enferma. Gracias a Dios que no se da.
Among the meeting's participants were a number of First Ladies, including Rocío González Navas from Ecuador and María Juliana Aguada from Argentina. There were also athletes, artists, political leaders, and tech experts. The Pope reminded them that if crises are faced alone, they can be dangerous because one can become disoriented.
Allí, en la crisis, nos invade el miedo. Nos cerramos como individuos o comenzamos a repetir lo que a muy pocos les conviene, vaciándonos de sentido, tapando el propio llamado, perdiendo la belleza. Esto es lo que pasa cuando uno atraviesa una crisis solo, sin reservas. Esta belleza que, como decía Dostoyevsky, salvará al mundo.
Scholas is a pontifical foundation that creates networks to connect students and education centers from all around the world. Their mission is to promote respect between different cultures.
新型冠状肺炎的疫情在部分地区看起来又有了第二波的趋势，而控制疫情得宜的国家也正在过渡到后疫情的阶段。最近，梵蒂冈的圣座促进全人发展部与国际明爱紧密合作，为当地的社区提供了物资的援助，也协助建构以人类尊严作为核心的新未来。
As many countries transition to post-pandemic phases, Caritas Internationalis and the Dicastery for Promoting Integral Human Development are collaborating closely to provide material support to local communities while helping shape a new future with human dignity at its core. At a press conference addressing this task, Aloysius John, Secretary General of Caritas Internationalis, explains how in many countries the crisis has become a unifying force among previously divided people.
And in a country, for example, like Pakistan, where there is zakat for the Muslims and Christians are left out, so we're not going to help only the Christians, but we're going to help everybody, and that becomes a source of dialogue and call for a dialogue.
At the top of the Church's priority list is safeguarding the most vulnerable, including women, children, and migrants. In Brazil and Peru, the Church is particularly focused on helping indigenous populations. To face such wide-ranging needs, a team effort is necessary, as Cardinal Peter Turkson points out.
But the point is this, that we need to face this together and try to build a system of solidarity which ultimately will help. We pray to God, if there's ever a vaccine that can help us get out of this, that this be done equitably so all of us can emerge out of this. For as long as there's one incident of COVID, we're still not safe.
The Cardinal says the objective is to prepare a future that fully integrates the human person, so the person is never just an afterthought.
6月14号，基督圣体圣血节的弥撒在圣伯多禄大殿举行。在弥撒前，有游行队伍缓缓步向圣伯多禄大殿的宗座祭台，大约有50人参加礼仪，大家都戴上了口罩。教宗也指出， 圣体圣事反映天主深爱世人，圣体圣事也能够治愈3种病。
The procession toward the altar of the chair of Peter was accompanied by the choir's rendition of Hai dato un cibo, You have nourished us. For the celebration, Pope Francis wore white, the color corresponding to solemnities like the Corpus Christi. Among the 50 or so attendees, all wearing face masks, the Pope reflected on the Eucharist as an expression of God's love for human beings. He said it is the cure for 3 illnesses. The first is the pain caused by a lack of affection.
Tanti hanno la memoria segnata da mancanze di affetto e da delusioni cocenti ricevute da chi avrebbe dovuto dare amore e invece ha reso orfano il cuore. Si vorrebbe tornare indietro e cambiare il passato, ma non si può. Dio però può guarire queste ferite.
The Pope said the second wound healed by the Eucharist is the pain caused by humiliation.
Sempre avremo davanti agli occhi le nostre cadute, le fatiche, i problemi a casa e al lavoro, i sogni non realizzati. Ma il loro peso non ci schiaccerà perché più in profondità c'è Gesù che ci incoraggia col suo amore.
The final sickness is closed memory, being detached. Pope Francis explained that the Eucharist moves people to give themselves in service to others.
Ci rialza dalla nostra comoda sedentarietà, ci ricorda che non siamo solo bocche da sfamare, ma siamo anche le sue mani per sfamare il prossimo.
At the end of Mass, instead of participating in the traditional procession through the streets with the Blessed Sacrament, those present spent some minutes in silent adoration. Afterward, the Pope stopped for a few moments to pray before the image of Our Lady. The Corpus Christi was celebrated in Rome with contained joy. Although Italy now allows attending Mass on Sundays, the Vatican has not yet given the green light to more crowded events.
6月17号是良心日，这是为了纪念葡萄牙一位外交官阿里斯蒂德·门德斯他的见证启发。在80年前，他决定遵循良心的声音，挽救成千上万犹太人和其他被迫害的人的生命。教宗方济各在讲授要理时呼吁基督徒要在天主圣言的光照下，遵循正直良心，做出言行一致的见证。
During his general audience on the occasion of the Day of Conscience, Pope Francis called Christians to be an example of coherence and right conscience, guided by the Word of God.
Ricorre oggi la giornata della coscienza, ispirata alla testimonianza del diplomatico portoghese Aristides de Sousa Mendes, il quale, 80 anni or sono, decise di seguire la voce della coscienza e salvò la vita a migliaia di ebrei e altri perseguitati.
In his continued catechesis on prayer, the Pope focused on Moses as a shepherd and an intercessor. He explained that Moses' faith and closeness to God allowed him to live out his vocation despite his doubts and fears.
Con questi timori, con questo cuore che spesso vacilla, come può pregare Mosè? Anzi, Mosè appare uomo come noi e anche questo succede a noi. Quando abbiamo dei dubbi, ma come possiamo pregare? Non ci viene di pregare.
Pope Francis also underlined Moses' fidelity to both his people and to God. He called all shepherds of the Church to follow his example.
Mosè mai ha perso la memoria del suo popolo. E questa è una grandezza dei pastori. Non dimenticare il popolo, non dimenticare le radici.
The Pope said true believers are those who, like Moses, remember their people and intercede for them.
E Spiritus Sanctus.
谈到遵循正直的良心，为天主做出见证，在接下来我们就来看3月初以来，梵蒂冈让研究人员查阅了1600万页有关于教宗庇护12世的文件。梵蒂冈希望此举可以让大众更全面地了解这一位教宗和他在任的时代如何为天主做见证。
Since the beginning of March, the Vatican has given researchers access to the 16 million pages on the pontificate of Pius XII. They are a flood of documents hoping to give better insight to his figure, his time as Pope, and clarify doubts like this. Some wonder why Pius XII never forcefully denounced that the Nazis were persecuting the Jews. Perhaps the documents will confirm or deny what scholars say about the Pope. Mark Reibling, for example, says Pius XII preferred to act in secret, and he supported at least 3 plots against Hitler. The truth is, the bishop's actions against Nazism had harsh reprisals for both Catholics and non-Catholics.
An
example was the decisive pastoral letter by the Dutch bishops. It protested against the Jewish persecution and was read in all the parishes in the country. The response was immediate. Thousands of Jews were arrested, even those who had converted to Christianity. I think this could be one of the elements that led the Pope not to intervene publicly against Hitler and Nazism.
Scholars will look for documents that contain a request by Pius XII for the bishops to help the persecuted Jews. However, they could have been destroyed, so the Nazis would have no reason to attack the Vatican. Professor Matteo Napolitano from the University of Molise, Italy, collected Aldo Brunacci's testimony. He was head of the Assisi Cathedral during World War II. While he died in 2007, he was previously declared righteous among the nations for his work in hiding Jews.
Before he died, Aldo Brunacci insistently repeated to me that he had seen the orders by the Holy See brought to him by the Bishop of Assisi. He said the bishop showed him the document. He couldn't take it because it had to be destroyed. It would be interesting to see if the archives contain the original document, its draft, or the protocol of these orders which were given.
Pius XII was not only a political pope. He wrote more than 40 encyclicals, including Mediator Dei on liturgical reform, which culminated with the Second Vatican Council. In 1950, he defined the dogma of the Assumption of Mary. In 1958, he appointed Karol Wojtyła, future John Paul II, a bishop. One of Pius XII's great achievements was archaeological. He had ventured to see if St. Peter's grave was really under the foundations of the basilica, and he found it.
He faced this problem the Church had not wanted to confront for centuries. Out of fear, the grave wouldn't be there.
In order to dig under the basilica, he used Pius XI's request as an excuse. He had asked to be buried as close as possible to the tomb of St. Peter.
They had to lower the level of the Vatican caves. They began to do some excavation work. A frame from the Roman era appeared, and that is when the Pope decided to proceed with the excavation of the area to look for the tomb of St. Peter. Tradition said it was under the basilica's altar.
The place containing Peter's memory was located a few meters underground. Therefore, Pius XII was also buried very close to his remains, and there his grave is still maintained today.
为了打击贪污，在今年的6月初，教宗方济各签订了一项新法规，规范了梵蒂冈有关商品与服务合约的招标程序。借由更透明的法规，渴望把过去曾经涉及诈欺或贪腐的企业，在未来都不能参与投标。而这项战斗是教宗方济各的言论和行动的重点。
Today, the Pope signed a new law to regulate the Vatican's awarding of contracts for goods and services. Starting today, contracts will be more transparent. Companies with records of fraud or corruption, and those residing in countries with privileged tax regimes will not be allowed to participate. Furthermore, the updated lists of prices will be published every 6 months. It's a renewed and decisive commitment against corruption, a battle at the center of Pope Francis's discourses and interventions.
Soprattutto di alcuni modi di procedere.
It will guarantee the Holy See's continued improvement in carrying out its international obligations in terms of transparency, combating corruption, and avoiding any conflict of interests that could affect competition. Starting today, the names of those authorized to be members of the selection board will be made public. Incompatible characteristics include a familial relationship up to the 4th degree and affinity up to the 2nd degree. The legislative text is the result of 4 years of work. It conforms to the principles outlined at the 2003 UN Convention Against Corruption. In addition to making the process more just, the new law will help prevent squandering resources in these times of economic crisis.
第7届国际宗教建筑大奖在每4年会举行一次，参赛作品必须是过去10年内建设完成的宗教建筑。这个比赛的宗旨是希望提升对神圣空间之美的触感，而参赛的作品必须展示奥妙价值、和谐与形态美。
The 7th edition of the International Prize for Sacred Architecture, organized every 4 years by the Frate Sole Foundation, is now underway. It is open to architects who, in the last decade, have projected churches for any Christian denomination. Architect Luigi Leoni, current president of the foundation, explains its goal.
La Fondazione Frate Sole si prefigge di sensibilizzare sul tema della bellezza dello spazio sacro, di promuovere l'arte e l'architettura sacra.
Submitted works must communicate expressive qualities of mystical values, harmony and beauty in form, originality, and creativity in architectural design. In the previous edition in 2016, first prize went to Spanish architect Rafael Moneo with his Yesu Church in San Sebastián, Spain. In second place came this wooden church of the Ca Dom parish in Vietnam. Its relationship with nature can be appreciated in its building materials, and its use of open space is full of natural light. Third prize went to the St. Trinitatis Church in Leipzig, Germany. It was built out of the same stone used to build the most important monuments of the city, thus underlining the structure's relationship with history. Admissions for this year's edition will be accepted until May 8, 2020. The award ceremony will be held in Pavia on October 3rd.
感谢您收看这一周的教宗新闻罗马主场 Rome Report， 我是光启社的社长马少阿基，我们下一周再会，祝福大家平安喜乐。
欢迎回到慢养，做不操心的父母，养育更优秀的孩子。然后刚才我们有提说，您跟长辈住了2年，那现在你也是长辈了，对，一定会有一些养育观念的冲突。有没有一些建议给到，就从长辈的角度给到大家说，也许我们做什么，其实你们更容易接受，或者
好。第一就是千万不要跟小孩住在一起，可以住得很近的。
对，这个我很赞同。
附近，然后呢，千万不要去干预小孩带小孩，他们怎么样带他们的小孩。慢养，做不操心的父母，养育更优秀的孩子。
光启社需要您的支持与赞助，可使用邮政划拨汇款，收款户名财团法人光启文教视听节目服务社，邮拨账号00035511。本节目由光启社媒体福传以爱还爱影音工程计划赞助播出。2020年耶稣会士南怀仁传需要您的支持与赞助，请扫描影片中的 QR code 或电洽0227712136转200。您的支持是我们继续前进的动力。